Hello, my name is Matt, and I'm here at Tiếng Anh Nghe Nói. Because of the coronavirus, we don't have any students here, but we think it's still important for you guys to practice speaking and listening to English, even when you're at home, okay? So for now, this is how we will be doing classes. Hopefully we'll see you again in the future, but for now, this is the best we can do, okay? Okay, so because everyone now has a lot of free time, I figured today we will talk about free time and a lot of the common vocabulary for that kind of stuff, okay? But first, I wanted to talk about something that I notice many students have a problem with, okay? And that problem is, tell me about yourself. Okay, so when you meet new people, it's very important to understand this sentence, okay? When I meet people, I will say, hi, my name is Matt, nice to meet you. Can you tell me about yourself? And sometimes students don't know how to answer that. So what do you say if someone asks you to tell them about yourself? First thing is the name. That's easy, right? What is your name? But many students forget to say, my name is, okay? We need that Z sound to vibrate here, okay? My name is Matt, okay? So practice that now. What is your name? My name is Matt, okay? So what's next? To maybe age. Right? So with your age, people will ask, how old are you? And you should say, I'm right? So here we have years. So the same sound, is and years. I'm 29 years old. How old are you? Practice saying, I'm 29 years old. Okay? So, next, we're going to do job. Right? So if you have a job, or if you go to school, you should say, I'm a or an. So for example, I'm a teacher, or I'm an English teacher. So what do you do? Alright, and the last thing is hometown. Alright, now hometown is where you are from. Maybe not where you live now. It's where you were born and where you grew up. Okay? So to talk about your hometown, we're going to say, I'm from. Okay? So for example, I'm from America, or I'm from 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗏 City, or I'm from 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗏. Where are you from? Very good. Okay, so this sentence, very important. Tell me about yourself. Name, age, job, hometown. Okay? So tell me about yourself. My name is Matt. I'm 29 years old. I'm an English teacher, and I'm from America. Now you try. like I said, today we're going to talk about time, because we all have a lot of time now. Okay, so the first thing to know with time are 3 words. Okay? Those 3 words are in, on, and at. If you know how to use these 3 words to talk about time, your English will sound much, much better. You will speak like a native English speaker if you can understand how to use these 3 words. Alright, so for time, in, we use for the year, the month, and the time of day. Okay, so year we know, right? For example, I was born in 1990. In 1990, right? We don't say I was born 1990, or I was born at 1990. It must be in. I was born in 1990, yeah? Or I came to Vietnam in 2015. In, right? Month, the same. Right? We have 12 months, and for all of them, we say in, right? So, for example, Christmas is in December. Okay? I started working in January. Okay, so we have all these 12 months always say in. Okay? So year, month, and the last one is time of day. Now, when I say time of day, what I mean is buổi. Right? So in the morning, or in the afternoon, or in the evening. Okay? Then we have night. Night is different. We say at night, because English is crazy, so good luck. Yeah? So time of day, we are going to always use in, except for night. So for example, in the morning, I usually go to a coffee shop and listen to music. In the afternoon, I usually go to work. In the evening, I usually have dinner and maybe 1 or 2 beers. Okay, so that's in. Year, month, time. All right, so practice some of these sentences. When were you born? I was born in 1990. When is your favorite month? Favorite month is in December because it's Christmas. Right? And what do you do in the morning? In the morning, I usually drink coffee and have breakfast. Okay? So, what year were you born? And what month were you born? And what do you usually do in the afternoon? Or what do you do in the evening? Okay? So, now on, we use for the day and the date. So the difference between day and date. Day, there are 7 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For all of them, we say on. Okay? So for example, on Monday, I go to work. On Saturday, I study Vietnamese. On Sunday, I go to church. Okay? Those are days. Also, for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, we also say on. On the weekend, I like to relax at home and play the piano. And date. Date is the number of the day and the month together. So for example, today's date is 18th. Is the 18th of March. Alright? So for example, next Sunday is on the 22nd of March. So maybe you want to say, on the 22nd of March, I will meet my friends at a coffee shop. Okay? The last one, at. We use at for the time, the exact time. Okay? So, for example, I wake up at 7 o'clock. Or I go to sleep at midnight. Or I finish work at 7 p.m. Okay, so when you're talking about the exact time, we must use at. Okay, so these 3 words, only 3 words, very easy to remember, will help you speak English very fluently. Okay, so remember this, we will need it for the rest of the lesson. Okay, so one more time, in, on, and at. Okay, so try practicing answering these questions. What time do you wake up? You should say, I wake up at 7 o'clock, or I wake up at 10 o'clock. Right? What day do you have off of work? What is your day off? You should say, my day off is on Saturday and Sunday. My day off is on Friday. Or maybe you are very hardworking and you don't have a day off. Okay? And in when were you born? I was born in 1990. I was born in December. Or the time of day. What do you like to do in the afternoon? In the afternoon, I like to go eat street food and read a book. Maybe take a nap. Okay? So, 3 words. Don't forget. Alright? Okay, so now the time. The time in English is a little bit difficult. So we have these 2 times, right? When you have 0, 0, you have 2 zeros, you must say o'clock. So this would be 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Right? We only say o'clock when it's 2 zeros. If you have 1 0, you do not say o'clock. Okay? So we only say o'clock, 0, 0. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Okay? So then what do we say for this one? This one only has 1 0. So what do we say? We would say 7 O 5. Right? So not o'clock. O'clock is 0, 0. O 5. 7 O 5. Okay? And then the rest of the times are pretty easy. You know, we have, for example, this. We just say the first number and the second number. 7, 15. Right? 7, 15. That's easy. Now, I'm sure some of you maybe have heard people say 7:15. Now, 7:15 is the same as 7:15, and it is okay to say 7:15 or 10:15, but I think 7:15 is easier. Just say 7:15, okay? Same for 7:30, 7:45, okay? So, what time is it now? It is 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. Now, if you want, you can say 7:30. That's okay. But normal and easy, let's just do 7:30. Okay? Okay. Now, the last one is this number. Okay, so 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. And we have two 12 o'clocks. 12 o'clock a.m. and 12 o'clock p.m. Now, 12 o'clock a.m., sometimes we say midnight. Midnight. Okay, so 12 o'clock a.m. and midnight is the same. So at midnight, at 12 o'clock a.m., you sleep. Or maybe you drink beer, 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗞𝗦, right? 12 o'clock p.m. is called noon. Right? So 12 o'clock p.m. or noon is the time you take a nap or eat lunch. Okay? So, what do you usually do at midnight? At midnight, I usually sleep. What do you usually do at noon? At noon, I usually wake up. Sometimes. Okay. So, that was a little review about time and talking about the time. Okay? So now, because everyone has a lot of extra time, or what we call free time, I'm going to talk a little bit about free time. So what is free time? What does that mean, free time? Free time means any time of the day when you are not working and not studying, right? So for example, right now, I do not have free time. I'm busy, I'm working. Maybe you have free time right now. And that's why you're on Facebook, right? So free time is any time when you have no work and no school, okay? So, when we talk about free time, really, we are talking about what you like to do, right? So we have the word like, right? So remember, very important, the pronunciation is like, not lie, yeah? Lie is thou. Like is it. Right? So, in my free time, I like to play the piano, or I like to drink coffee, or I like to drive around Saigon on my motorbike. Okay? You can also say what you don't like. I don't like sweet food, or I don't like waking up early on the weekend. Right? So, a few other words that are important to know. We have like, And then we have prefer. That to like more, we say prefer, right? For example, on the weekends, do you prefer to go out or stay at home? On the weekends, I prefer to go out, maybe have some coffee, eat some street food, drink some beer, right? So I like staying home and I like going out. I like both, but I prefer going out. Okay? So you can like many things, but prefer is one thing more than the other thing. And the last word here we have is favorite. Alright? Which is the most. This is what you like the most. Okay? So when we talk about favorite, first the pronunciation here is fe. Alright? Favorite. Alright? Favorite. Alright? So usually when we talk about something that is our favorite, it's one thing because it's the most. And so one thing, number one. Alright? So for example, my favorite thing to do in my free time is to read a book. Right? Or my favorite food is 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗡. Or my favorite country is Vietnam. Right? One, not many. I like all Vietnamese food. My favorite is 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗡. Alright? So let's practice this a little bit. And you can write your answers in the comments, okay? What do you like to do in your free time? Okay, very good. In my free time, I like to play the piano and hang out with my cat or with my friends. And if I have a lot of free time, maybe I like to go drink beer with my crazy friends. Okay? Prefer. Which do you prefer? To hang out at home or to go out with friends? Let's type your answer in the comments. Which do you prefer? To stay at home or to go out with your friends? Okay? And the last one, favorite. What is your favorite thing to do in your free time? Okay? So remember, when I asked, what do you like to do in your free time? I said many things. Play the piano, hang out with my cat, drink beer with my friends. Alright? Favorite is one. My favorite thing to do is read a book. Okay? And we can use this for everything. What food do you like? I like Vietnamese food and Japanese food and Korean food. Which do you prefer? Vietnamese food or Japanese food? I like both, but I prefer Vietnamese food. And what is your favorite Vietnamese food? My favorite Vietnamese food is 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗡. Okay? So we have like, prefer, and favorite. So try to repeat it now. Like, prefer, favorite. Alright? So, when we talk about free time, usually we will ask, what do you like to do in your free time? Okay? So we have what, right? And like. So I'm asking about different things that you enjoy doing in your free time. You have no work, right? So let's think of some examples of what you like to do in your free time. So I have lived in Saigon for nearly 6 years. So I always see many students, and they usually tell me some of the same things that they like to do in their free time, all right? And the number one answer that I always hear from students is sleep. Students love to sleep. I love to sleep too. It's a great way to relax and stay away from the coronavirus, okay? But in English, we usually use the word sleep to talk about what you do at night, okay? So that's not exactly what we mean when we say, what do you like to do in your free time? Because everyone sleeps at night. I think maybe you are talking about the time in the afternoon when you sleep for a short time, okay? And when you sleep for a short time in the afternoon, we say, take a nap, okay? So in English, we have a small difference between saying, I like to sleep and I like to take a nap, okay? So nap, you'll see, and sleep both have that P at the end. And in English, the P is a very strong sound, all right? So if you put your hand in front of your face and you say, sleep, or take a nap, you'll feel it, nap. Yeah? Nap. Not nap. Nap. Okay? Really try to get the air out of your lungs. Nap. Sleep. Okay? So, let's talk about nap. Do you take a nap every day? I usually do not take a nap because usually I'm working in the afternoon, so I have no time to take a nap. But on my day off, I always take a nap, usually for about 20 minutes. Okay? So, how about you? Do you like to take a nap? Okay? How about sleep? Now remember, sleep is at night, and usually for a long time. Okay? So, what time do you go to sleep? I usually go to sleep at midnight or maybe 1 a.m. or 1 o'clock a.m. It's very late. How about you? What time do you go to sleep? Remember, if you hear what time, you say at. I go to sleep at midnight, or I go to sleep at 1 o'clock, or I go to sleep at 9:30. Okay? So what time do you go to sleep? Okay. Very good. So, sleep, right? That's a fun thing to do in your free time. 1 minute. all good with the audio now? Yeah. So, sleep and taking a nap is a great way to relax. But, you know, we live in Saigon. It's a very exciting and interesting city. There's so much to do besides take a nap, okay? So let's think of some things that we can do outside of the house. What do you do outside of the house? Okay? For example, for me, I like to drive around the city. Now, when I say I like to drive around the city, that means maybe I don't know exactly where I will go. I'm just driving around. Boom, boom. Yeah? Maybe I will go to District 1, District 3, District 5, Tongfu District, Govap District. We don't know exactly. We'll go around. Yeah? Now, I know many people think the traffic in Saigon is crazy, but I really enjoy driving it. It helps me clear my head, and I relieve stress by driving around, usually. Yeah? So, do you like to drive around the city? Very good. Now, which do you prefer? Do you prefer to drive around the city, or do you prefer to take a grab bike around the city? I prefer to drive around the city because I don't like giving so much money to the grab bike drivers. I have my own bike, so I will drive myself around the city. Okay? So, we're driving around the city. Then where? Then where do we go? There's many places to go, right? Now, remember, when we say, I go, usually, not always, but usually, we say to somewhere. I go to work. I go to District 7. I go to my friend's house, right? Now, I said sometimes, we don't say to, and that's when we go home, okay? When you go home, home is special, right? So home, we don't say to, we say I go home, that's all. Never I go to home, okay? So, where do we go around the city? I like to go to the cinema. I like to go to eat street food. Or I like to go to the gym. That's out. I don't like to go to the gym. But maybe you do, right? So I go to somewhere, right? So where do you like to go in your free time? Now remember, I'm not saying what do you like to do. I'm asking where do you like to go? So, đi đâu? So write in the comments, where do you like to go in your free time? Okay? So, I like to go to eat street food. Okay? Now, street food. What is street food? Street food is any food you can eat on the street. Right? So, really, street food or cooking at home. I prefer street food because I don't know how to cook Vietnamese food. Right? And favorite. What is your favorite street food? Mine, because in Saigon, street food is very fast. And fast food maybe is or McDonald's or 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗧 or Burger King, Texas Chicken, a lot of American restaurants. Yeah? Fried chicken and hamburgers, maybe pizza, like Pizza Hut or Domino's is fast food. Okay? Now, in my hometown, we don't really have street food. That's why we say fast food, because in my hometown, if you are hungry, you either eat at a restaurant, which is very slow, or you eat fast food, which is fast, you know? But in Saigon, you have street food, which is faster than fast food, okay? So, I love street food, but I hate fast food. Do you like fast food? KFC, McDonald's? Okay? And which do you prefer? Street food or fast food? I prefer street food. And what is your favorite fast food? My favorite fast food is McDonald's, but only when I drink a lot of beer, because it's really unhealthy. I want my six-pack back. Yeah? Okay, so where else? Or what else can we do in our free time? Maybe we can play a musical instrument. Right? So we use the word play for many different things in English. We play a game, we play cards, and here we play a musical instrument. So what is a musical instrument? Many musical instruments, right? You have piano, or guitar, or I hope I spelled this right, ukulele. I think that's right. Ukulele, drums, many more, okay? So for all of these, we use the word play. I like to play the piano, or I don't know how to play the guitar. So, can you play any musical instruments? Can you play the piano? Can you play guitar? Or ukulele? Or the drums? Or maybe something else, the trombone? Yeah? Okay? And if you play a musical instrument, usually we would just say play and the name of the instrument. Yeah? I like to play the piano. I have a piano in my apartment, and I try to play the piano every day. Because if I'm lazy, then I will forget how to play well. Okay? Okay, so we play a musical instrument. What else can you play? You can play cards. So play cards, maybe win some money. Yeah? If you play cards for money, that's called gambling. This is maybe not good. But if you just play for fun, no money, then we would just say play cards, right? So I know there's many popular card games in Vietnam. I don't really understand them, because when I play cards with my Vietnamese friends or my students, I always lose. And all the Vietnamese people laugh at me. It makes me feel very sad. Okay? So, do you like to play cards? And which do you prefer? To play cards for fun or to play cards for money? Okay, very good. What else can we play? We can also play games, maybe video games or board games. Yeah. So maybe you like to play games on your phone. Maybe you like to play on your computer. Or maybe you like to play board games, which is when you have the dice and you move the pieces around a board. Okay? I used to play video games a lot, but now when I live in Vietnam, I don't really have time for video games, so I don't play very often. Yeah? Okay, so which do you prefer? To play video games or to play board games? Very good. And the last thing that we can play is sports. Alright? So to play sports is to play a game really with your body. Yeah? Maybe with a ball, or maybe just with your body. That's to play sports. So what sports can we think of? What are the popular sports in Vietnam? We have football, or as we call it in America, soccer. Both are okay. I know most people usually call it football. I call it soccer. In America, we have a different sport called football, where you use your hands and not your feet, because America's a little crazy too. Yeah. So we have football, soccer, basketball, or a badminton. Okay. So, do you like to play sports? And which or what is your favorite sport to play? My favorite sport to play is football. But right now, it's too hot to play football. So I usually just watch football on TV. Yeah? Okay, good. So, we talked about playing musical instruments, playing games, and playing sports, right? What else can we do in our free time? So, playing sports is a good thing to do in your free time because it's healthy. Can we think of anything else to do in your free time that is healthy? 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗧? Maybe not healthy, right? So we have the word exercise, right? So exercise has that Z sound again, same as is, years, is that exercise, right? You should be able to feel the vibration in your throat here, Z, exercise. Right? Usually though, I will probably say work out. Right? Now work is different. Work is where you make money. Work out is where you make muscles and make six-pack. Yeah? So where do you work out? Maybe you work out at the gym, or maybe you work out at the park, maybe you work out at home, right? Or maybe you don't work out. It's too lazy, right? So, do you like to work out? Good. And what time do you usually work out? Do you work out in the morning, or in the afternoon, or in the evening, or at night? Very good. Okay. So, today, we talked about a few different things that I think are very important for being able to speak English fluently in the same way a native speaker speaks. All right? It's important to be able to choose the right words when you're speaking, because even a very small mistake can show someone that maybe you're not a native speaker, right? If I say I usually wake up on 8 o'clock, it sounds very wrong. We must say I wake up at 8 o'clock, or I work out in the morning, not at the morning. Yeah. Or I like to drive around the city at night, not in night. Okay? So let's review everything, see how much you remember. Okay? So first, when were you born? Write your answers in the comments. When were you born? Okay. Now, what do you usually do in the morning? In the morning, I usually drink coffee and play the piano. Okay? On. What days do you go to work? I go to work on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and usually also Saturdays and Sundays. Okay? What do you usually do on the weekend? On the weekend, I usually drive around the city and hang out with my friends. Okay? And at, used for the exact time, right? Do you go to sleep? Very good. Okay, so now, what do you like to do in your free time? So be very careful with that pronunciation of like. Yeah, like. Right? So what do you like to do in your free time? Okay? So in my free time, I like to drive around the city, read a book, drink coffee, eat delicious street food, and sometimes I like to 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗓𝗓. So, 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗓, how can we say this in English? Well, 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗓 doesn't really have an exact English translation, right? Because in America, in American culture, we usually eat first and then go drink at a bar after. Right? So for us, for our culture, eating and drinking are usually two different things, usually. Okay? But in Vietnam, drinking and eating always go together. That's why we say 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗓. So in English, the best way to say this would be to go drinking. Yeah, I know that's not exactly the same as 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗓, but people will understand you if you say, do you want to go drinking? I mean, 𗗕𝗢𝗡𝗧. Alright? So, then the last things we studied were like, prefer, and favorite. Right? So very important to understand the difference between these. We have like, and prefer, and favorite. Okay, so favorite is always going to be the top thing, the most. Alright? So, what do you like to do in your free time? And which do you prefer? To spend your free time alone or to spend your free time with your friends or family? I prefer to spend my free time with friends and family. Right? The last thing, favorite. Okay? So what is your favorite thing to do in your free time? My favorite thing to do in my free time is go out with friends, or maybe if I'm tired, lazy, stay at home and read a book. Okay? So, I think that's about it for this lesson. If you have any questions about time or free time, or just any questions about English that you want to ask me, ask them in the comments and I will try to answer all of them. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I know things are a little difficult and crazy now because of the virus, but don't stop studying English. You know, studying English is the same as going to the gym or working out, right? If you do it every day, your English will continue to get better. And if you go to the gym every day, your body will continue to get more sexy. But if you stop, maybe because of coronavirus or because of you're lazy, your English will start to go down. You will forget everything. And your sexy body will go away. Your six-pack will go away. And you will look like me. You don't want that. Okay? So, I hope this was helpful. Remember to ask any questions in the comments. And I will be back here tomorrow. I hope to see you all then. Alright? Stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.